Good morning again. This is David. Um, the title of this video is The Mormon Church is a Shit Sandwich. The Mormon Church is a shit sandwich. I was just having breakfast a second ago, and my sweet wife is from the Philippines. We have a wedding anniversary coming up. It's been 17, 18 years we've been married. And I was having my eggs and hash browns and orange slices and bacon and orange juice. I hate to say that because I've been in her country in the Philippines, and I've seen that their people don't have enough to eat, and I feel bad saying those things in public on a video because I've been blessed so much being an American and having enough food. But that is beside the point. Here's the point that I want to make that I got thinking about, that the Mormon Church, when I look back, I'm 77 now, almost going on 80 years old, and I look at my early part of the church in seminary and the Young Men's Association and BYU and seminary and all the things that were good things. I went places, I did things, I had fun. We used to have dance festivals in those days. I was raised in California. We used to practice all of the dances in our ward, in Ojai ward in California, and then we would go to Utah and join in with thousands of other young people. And in those days, they used to let us sleep in the buildings until they found out that the boys would run around and peek at the panties of the girls in the gym. And then the handbook, perhaps wisely, stopped that practice of the young people sleeping in the chapel. Anyway, let me get back to the good things. I did a video on the good things of the Mormon Church. I've done about 2,000 videos that have said about the bad things. In that ratio, one video of the good things and 2,000 videos against the negative things I experienced is about the right ratio. Now, here's what I mean by the Mormon Church being a shit sandwich. When I was young, I was telling my wife just a minute ago, we were not poor. We were a middle class, but a lower middle class family. My dad worked for a newspaper. My mom was a beautician. And we had 5 kids, and we couldn't afford bacon. Now and then we would have bacon, but we couldn't afford bacon. We couldn't afford orange juice. We couldn't afford regular milk many times. My dad made us drink powdered milk, which I hate to this day. So I was very privileged to sit there this morning and enjoy the proper food, for me, the proper food for a nice breakfast. Now, here's what I mean by the Mormon Church being a shit sandwich. You could bring me a sandwich, and it's on a plate. Oh my gosh, the plate is the most beautiful china. It has the gold rim on the outside, and has a beautiful picturesque picture on the inside of the dish, and beautiful doily. I don't know if you young people don't even know that word. Probably doily. It's like a handkerchief. Well, you don't know handkerchief either. God, I'm so fucking old. God damn. A nice piece of cloth, like a tablecloth, a beautiful little tablecloth, is a doily. Anyway, you could have that on a beautiful plate, china plate, very expensive plate. You could put a glass of orange juice down in front of me in a wonderful crystal glass or goblet or some kind of decorative and very, very expensive, wonderful looking glass. We have here RO water, in our house. So in my orange juice, there are more pure than bottled water, ice cubes, and the goblet or the glass that the orange juice is beautiful. The orange juice is beautiful. The ice in the orange juice is beautiful. The plate that you bring it to me on is fine china with gold trim and a wonderful little tablecloth on it to decorate it. Now, when you bring that to me, you bring to me, oh my gosh, silver. Give me a silver, real silver fork, knife, and spoon, and put it on a beautiful, beautiful napkin, cloth, not paper, cloth, and make the napkin lacy and beautiful and picturesque, something that maybe is multicolored, and then put my silverware on that beautiful napkin, and together they just look magnificent with the glass there, the dish, and the silverware and the napkin. And certainly make sure that the tablecloth on my smoked glass round dinette table and the wrought iron black chairs that circle that table and the beautiful mirrors that surround that entire dining room reflecting that beautiful breakfast setup and all the wonderful things there for presentation. And make sure that my chair has a pad on it and is very, very comfortable. And make sure that the lights above the chair are LED lights with a dimmer and a timer so that it's extremely beautiful. And then put on, I'm so old, but I don't care. I'm going to die anyway. Screw it. Put on the Beach Boys. Put on Sonny and Cher. Put on Jan and Dean. Put on the Mamas and the Papas. The Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez and the Lady Gaga and Madonna. I'm kind of out of touch with some of that music. But I put on some beautiful, beautiful music while I'm sitting there going to be served my sandwich. And basically, when you bring my sandwich to me, make sure that it is on sourdough bread. I kind of like those little rock pebbles kinds of things on it. I don't even know what you call those, kind of decorative. And make sure that you cut that diagonally. Don't cut it in half. That sucks. I don't like it in half. Make sure it's diagonal so I can, eat it properly. And so the bread has to be very, very puffy, very, very fresh, and very, very beautiful presentation. And make sure, my favorite, that you put some potato chips on that gold plate. And make sure they're Lay's potato chips with the ridges in them. Normal. Don't get me the barbecue. Get me the regular ones. And, maybe put a little bit of a apple down there that's kind of sliced and beautiful for my lunch. And, oh gosh, put down my favorite too, Hershey's candy bars, chocolate with the almonds. I love it with the almonds. I don't like it naked. I don't like a Hershey bar with no almonds in it. And put that down there for me to snack on too. So now I have the candy, I have my potato chips, I have the beautiful, beautiful presentation of the silverware, china, and the whole thing. Okay, now, when you bring me, or I go to the table to eat that, I would like you to put a beautiful sandwich together on that sourdough bread with the little pebbles on it. What do you call those things? Anyway, now, here's what I want on my sandwich. Tomato. I like sliced tomato, kind of like Subway a little bit. Maybe a little onion. That would be cool. A little mayonnaise. That would be cool. And I would like the lettuce. That's necessary. I have to have lettuce. So pile that sandwich full of all the good vegetables and all the good things that you can get at Subway and other beautiful sandwich shops. And make that sandwich beautiful. Puff it up. Make sure it has plenty of tomatoes, plenty of uh, uh, lettuce and onions and everything. And then, because I'm in the Mormon church and I'm at a buffet or potluck, we called it in the church, and pot was the right word, whether, anyway, I'm sitting at the table now with a beautiful environment. I've got the music, I've got the food, I've got the forks and the silverware, I've got everything beautiful. And you put together the most wonderful sandwich in the world. It's seminary, it's BYU, it's Elders Quorum president, it's going to the temple, it's going to the security of the welfare system. It's a beautiful chapel. It's a beautiful temple. My gosh, Manti, the first temple I got married in, and that beautiful wood staircase, fabulous little temple. And then the other temple I got married in was the Washington, D.C. It's just been rededicated and redone, but I was new when I went there, and I was married in that temple. Beautiful, beautiful temple. And then I was married finally in the Salt Lake Temple, and that's before they jacked it up off the ground and gave it to a Mormon construction company for billions of dollars, which they're going to pay 10% back to the Mormon church in. I'm going to say Jacobson. I don't know what the contractor was, but anyway, they lifted the whole temple up and they built underneath of it, and they're going to defy the earthquake that's coming to knock that fucking temple down because it's evil and wicked. But anyway, the many, many good things about the Mormon church are very similar to the sandwich that is going to be presented to me here, and I'm going to eat, and I want to sit down and put a little napkin on me because I'm old and get shit down the front of me, and hear the music, and the lights are beautiful, and the presentation is beautiful, and here is this wonderful sourdough sandwich, and it has all the ingredients. I got my potato chips, a little apple slices there to go with it, and I have my Hershey's candy bar there, and I kind of like one of those ice creams on a stick, vanilla on the inside, chocolate on the outside for dessert there, or maybe even a carrot cake, or Boston cream pie, or a chocolate cream pie, or a cherry pie, or a blueberry, or lemon. Man, when I was in the Mormon church, I had everything. I thought, I didn't know I was the fudgesicle with a stick up my ass, but anyway, I thought I had everything. And I sit down here at the table. I think I've got everything. You've got my whole sandwich put together for me. And the only thing missing of my lunch is the shit. The fucking shit you put in my sandwich. That's what the Mormon church is like to me. It's a beautiful presentation. They say all the right things. A baby blessing and that little white blanket thing and shawl that the mothers make, and it hangs down, and all the men there in their suit and their red ties and bouncing the baby, and the baptisms, everybody's in white, and baptisms for the dead. I was confirming all the kids in there, and I thought I had everything, just like I think I have everything right there for lunch. But you put the meat in my sandwich is shit. Yeah. Now, I don't know it's shit. I sit down, and I see my orange juice there, and I see all of the presentation, and I think, wow, this is wonderful. So at about 58 years old, after being in the church my whole life, I took the first bite of my sandwich, and I go, holy shit. Holy shit, that's what it was. Holy shit. So I'm chewing my sandwich up. I taste the tomato, I taste the lettuce, and a little bit of the onion. And when I'm chewing my shit sandwich up, I took my first bite at 58 years old of resigning and getting out of the Mormon church. And I wasn't quite sure. I thought it tasted like shit. It smelled like shit. And I opened the fucking bread up, and God, it was shit in the sandwich. Well, that was disappointing, to say the least. I didn't feel like finishing lunch, if you know what I mean. And I didn't feel like finishing the Mormon church, if you know what I mean. So I resigned twice. I thought the first time that when I took the first bite of shit, I thought, well, maybe it's my tongue. Maybe it's my taste buds. Maybe it's my mouth. It smells like shit. It tastes like shit. It looks like shit. But maybe I'm wrong, because the Mormon church, if you don't believe in it, it's your problem. You're not faithful. You're not wearing your garments enough. You're not praying enough. You don't have family home evening. You're not paying your fast offering and your tithing. And you're not reading, the scriptures in the Book of Mormon every night. It's your fault. So I thought on the first bite of my shit sandwich that it was me. So I thought, well, after that first resignation, I said, well, let me sit down at the table again. Excuse me. It's a very beautiful table. Presentation is fabulous. Fabulous. Tabernacle, choir, my favorite. I am a child of God. Do what is right. Let the consequence follow. Count your many blessings. So I said to myself, well, maybe it's me. It wasn't. It wasn't. But I thought, because I was in a cult, and the cult says, we are always right, you are always wrong, and if you doubt us, it's because you're not doing what we tell you to do. So I said to myself, well, let me give myself a second chance at the shit sandwich. So I go back to the fucking table, and I look at the gold dishes and the silverware and the circular, beautiful tinted table and the wrought iron and the beautiful temples and the chandeliers in the temple. And I was a veil worker, and the silk curtain that, cost $10,000 because it was all silk. So I sit down again at the breakfast or the lunch table there, and I say, I'm gonna take a second bite. This time I held my nose. I go, maybe it's my smell. I've learned that taste is like 70-80% smell, and it smelled like shit again. But if I held my nose, I go, well, it doesn't smell that bad the second time around. And I took a great big bite, because I want to be faithful, and I want to do everything the church tells me to do. And they said, this is not shit. Eat this sandwich, and you're going to be very happy. You're going to be very healthy, and you're going to really enjoy it. So I took a big bite the second time, and I held my nose, and I thought, well, it's not as bad as the first time. Brigham Young is letting black people now come into the church in 1978. Joseph Smith has quit fucking 14-year-olds. And basically the ERA, equal rights, at least women can work now outside the home. And maybe the gay and lesbian community someday will be treated fairly. And now we've got 13 essays saying we're lying bastards. We fooled you and your ass for 200 years. And now we're being sued by everybody because we've lied, cheated, and still stolen. And we can't hide behind the First Amendment on all this shit. So we're going to have to put it in Mormon.org. But we're going to put it in such a way that no human being can find it. It is so complex to find the essays and to read the essay. So I got thinking, well, the church has changed. The federal government, the only time the church really changes is when the federal government puts a stick in the eye of the Mormon church and they go, oh, okay, stop polygamy. Oh, okay, let the blacks have the priesthood. Oh, okay, gay marriage. Okay. It's always the federal government that is the Jesus of the Mormon church. The revelations all come through the federal government. So anyway, now I'm chewing on my second big bite of the Mormon shit sandwich. And I'm saying to myself, well, don't taste it. Just hold your fucking nose. Just chew it. Don't taste it. And just realize it's you, David. It's not the Mormon church. It's not really shit. It looks like shit, smells like shit, tastes like shit, but it's not shit because the Mormon church says that Jesus told them it's not shit. Just pay your money, and we're not going to give it to the poor. We're going to put it in the stock market and double the income of the top 15. And give all the mission presidents maids and gardeners and cars, and it goes on, and it's not a shit sandwich. And I go, well, I thought, well, okay, I'm going to go ahead and swallow. I've chewed enough. I'm going to convince myself for a second time it's not a shit sandwich. So I swallow the sandwich. Now I'm sitting there, and my stomach is saying to me, David, you fucked up. You ate part of a shit sandwich, and it's in your stomach now. And if you think I'm going to digest this and put it with your shit, you're crazy. I'm putting it back out your mouth. So I get my beautiful crystal cup with my beautiful orange juice in it, and I throw up the shit sandwich in my throw up cup. Well, now I'm sitting here thinking maybe this is truly a shit sandwich. So I resigned the second time, and I don't eat shit sandwiches anymore. I've learned the principles of Jesus Christ. There's no Jesus in the Mormon church. That's as far away from Jesus Christ as you can get. All the words are Jesus, just like all the words of my lunch are beautiful. The everything is set up perfectly, except the meat in the sandwich is shit. That means a lot to me. I mean, I'm happy to have the gold plates and the silverware and the music and the lights. I'm happy. That makes me a happy camper. But if I have to eat a shit sandwich, I go, no, I'm not going to eat any more shit sandwiches. So I got a hold of the Mormon church again, and I said, guys, listen, that's not on my diet. That's not going to help me grow to the fat man that I am today. I'd prefer not to eat shit sandwiches. In fact, I threw it up. It wouldn't even digest in my system. So anyway, I resigned the second time. Well, I got this ugly letter from the Mormon church and said, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit of this, you bastard. They didn't say that, but that's what they meant. You bastard. We're taking away your temple endowment. You are not sealed anymore to your family. Your family's fucked. You're fucked. And because you do not do what we tell you to do, your endowment is down the shitter. And that's where that sandwich has gone in my life. But anyway, the ugly letter continued to say, and by the way, we have unbaptized you. I said to myself, how the hell do you unbaptize a person? Do you get a blow dryer and blow dry the water off of them from 30, 40 years ago? I don't know. So they said, you're not even baptized. So the implication is outer darkness. I did put together a brand new solar flashlight for us apostates that are going into outer darkness. I want to shine it into the faces of my friends. That's where all my friends are going to be, me and my friends in outer darkness. So I went to the church again with that ugly letter, and it said, basically, paraphrasing again, you should come back. You're an apostate. We hate you. And we're giving you this information in writing. So it also said, by the way, we're removing your name from the records of the church. Now there's an S on that, records from the church. And I thought, well, that's okay. When I resigned the first time, when I got back in the church, they were supposed to remove all of my records, but when I got back in the second time, my records were still there. My patriarchal blessing and my marriages and my private information. So this time I said to them, good, I don't want to be in a cult. I don't want to even be associated, and I don't want anybody to know privately and confidentially I was ever in a cult because I'm so ashamed. I'm embarrassed. I have a good education. I'm a fairly intelligent person, and I'm humiliated that I was stupid enough to be raised in a cult. So they said, okay, we're going to remove your name. Great, great. I don't want to have anything to do with you, and you leave me alone, I'll leave you alone. And, the Mormons always say, well, you can leave the church, but you can never leave it alone. That's not true. See, the words are always correct. I left the church, but they never left me alone. Well, I got back over the years. I've done almost 2,000 videos on Sir David the Bard concerning my experience in the Mormon church. One of the videos is the beautiful things of being a Mormon. The other 1,999 are the shit things that happened to me and my family in the Mormon church. And so I decided I would this time believe that they did remove my name. Well, I found out because I went to a local bishop here only a year or so ago, and I said, I'm curious about my patriarchal blessing. Would you mind seeing if the church still has a copy of my patriarchal blessing? Oh, no problem. Brother crossed that. I don't think he knew I was resigned. Very good man, very kind man, very Christ-like man. So he wrote to the church. 2 weeks later, my patriarchal blessing. Your names have been removed from the records of the church, is what they say. But my patriarchal blessing is right there on the piano. It's right there on the piano. Not quite in my hand because I'm too fat and too old to go over and get it and show it to you. I'm going to put it on video here. But anyway, they didn't remove my name. So I said, well, now I'm embarrassed. I've done Sir David the Bard, 2,000 videos, and the new channel is Cockroach Disability, which is part of my video presentations, helping handicapped people be pro se in the federal and state courts and defend themselves and stand up for themselves and not be marginal people. And the same way with gays, lesbians, transgender, trying to help whatever I can. So I found out the Mormon church, I can't even say the word. They lied. L-I-E-D. I don't spell very well. I have a handicap in spelling, but I think it's lied. L-I-E-D, which means their mouth was moving, saying all the right things. We're removing your name, but their behavior is the opposite. And that's why there's no Jesus. They have a lot of Jesus talk, but there's no Jesus behaviors. $300 billion of tithing and fast offering and hungry people all over the world, and they can't give them one fucking shit sandwich? I don't know. So anyway, long story short, I contacted the church on several occasions in December. This is February, the end of February in 2025. And I said, I want my name removed. And because I'm handicapped, I'm asking under federal law for a reasonable accommodation. Well, they ignored me. They threw my lawsuit in the trash can in front of the church office building. You can see my AI video that someone put together for me showing me and the black man who served the Mormon church a $200 million lawsuit. So anyway, that's in federal court right now, and I don't know where that's going to go. And If you know anything about the Mormons and $300 billion, they can have you killed in 10 seconds. They can have your family killed. They can have your genealogy like you never existed. You're going to be part of Mountain Meadows. Those people are gone. So anyway, I didn't want to eat any more shit sandwiches. And that's my analogy of the Mormon church. It's a beautiful presentation. Those missionaries are so young and healthy and beautiful, and they don't let the fat girls out there and the big fat ugly guys with glasses and the nerds. Those young missionaries are beautiful people, a beautiful presentation, and of course the chapels are beautiful, and the temples, oh my God, the chandeliers are over $100,000 and they're paying whatever, 10, 15, 20, $50 million to build a temple. And they have temples all over the world now. And when I worked in the Los Angeles temple, oh my God, it was 15, well, it's more than that, yeah, 15, 18 years ago. I was a temple worker in Los Angeles, and we couldn't even fill the endowment sessions. We had to have the temple workers and the veil workers go into the congregation, because the congregation only had 3 or 4 people in it. It would, the meeting facility would seat 200-300. There was like 3 people in an endowment session, and there wasn't enough for a prayer circle. You couldn't. 3 people don't make a circle. So they called us back from behind the veil and a couple of ordinance workers and whatever, and we would sneak into the room with the side door and join the true order of prayer, the circle. The Pele Ale is what they said. Now they say, "Oh God, hear the words of my mouth." And they don't slit their throats anymore, but they did slit mine, and they probably will slit it because of these videos and my lawsuit, and cut my guts out and have them fall on the ground. And of course, Brigham Young wants me to stand in front of a firing squad so my blood will fall on the ground because I'm an apostate and I'm not black, but a black person and a person that marries a black person. And an apostate need to face the firing squad, blood atonement. So anyway, let me wind this video up. The Mormon Church really is a shit sandwich, and the presentation is fabulous, and I can see why I and you, many people, have joined because of the presentation. The recreation hall and being able to shoot baskets, and the wonderful stage with the curtains where you could, do the Boy Scout ceremonies and road shows that we used to have. They don't have any more. Pageants that they used to have. We don't have any more. Dance festivals they used to have. We don't have any more. And all of the fun things are basically gone. It's a corporation for money. And for stupid people that want to continue to pay them money. They're making more money off their investments than they're getting in tithing, but they still want the tithing, especially from Africa now. When I was in the church, we didn't have one missionary in Africa. If you were black, we never preached to you if you were black. Now the Mormon church loves black people because they're the only ones in Africa that are so primitive still that they don't have the internet. And stupid enough and ignorant enough to join the Mormon church right now. They'll figure it out too, just like the rest of us. So anyway, I want to now end this video. I do believe the Mormon church is truly a shit sandwich. The presentation is fabulous. It's beautiful, but the people running it are evil. They're satanic. It's a cult. It is antichrist. It is a great and abominable church. They want to try to deflect that the Catholics are the great and abominable church. But when I look at Catholic charities and I look at Mormon disaster relief, it doesn't even begin to compare. So the Mormon church is truly the great and abominable church, and they're shrinking. Whether they will totally shrink to nothing, I don't know. David Koresh did. Jim Jones did. Heaven's Gate did. There's been many cults that have dissolved. The Mormon Church is beginning to dissolve right now. The people joining don't even replace the people being born in the church, and the resignations are just outrageous. And the young people, they're not stupid. They have iPhones, they have their pads, they have their social media, and you can go on YouTube and you can watch Mormon stories, John DeLynn. You can watch there's several that are on there just telling the truth. And a lot of missionaries, they have the most amount of missionaries coming home from their missions now. Back in the old days, if a missionary came home, oh my God, it was a disgrace. They were walking shit in a suit. Nowadays, thousands come home, and there's so many coming home. All 12 disciples or apostles have to process all the missionaries going. This is a shit sandwich. I can't do this. I'm coming home. They used to hold the passports of all the missionaries, so they couldn't go home. A missionary would wake up and go, God damn, this is a shit sandwich. I'm going to get on an airplane and go home. But the mission presidents would always confiscate their temple or their passports, and they weren't allowed to leave the country. And I just watched another video. A guy was on a mission in Russia. His dad was trying to get him out of there because he came out. He was gay, and the mission president had his passport and wouldn't give it to him until the dad went to the federal government again and said, tell the Mormon church to quit being dishonest. Give him his resume back. It's against the law. If you take somebody's resume and hide it or keep it from them, that is a federal law. It's against the law. So anyway, I hope you have a good dinner today, a good breakfast, and a good supper. If you still want to eat a shit sandwich, I can't stop you. And you know what? I don't even care. I'm safe. I'm happy. I'm content. I'm at peace. And I don't have to look into my sourdough bread anymore. I know it's got ham or turkey or beef in my sandwich. I don't eat shit sandwiches anymore. I'm resigned. Thank you very much. Have a good day.